Okay, so we're going to be talking about the new Marvel Snap announcements. This was something I think a lot of people were expecting to be huge, right? I felt like it was, maybe this is just me, but I felt like it was teased to be like, oh, you guys need to just hold on. You know, this is going to be cool. Like, this is going to be big. Um, I roughly know what was announced, but there was an issue with the IGN show the Snap stuff was supposed to be announced on. Again, I just want to put this out here right now. The issue with the show was not Second Dinner's fault. It was like there's no blame for Second Dinner for this. At least I don't think so. As this was just, I think what's happened is the show was going on, and things took longer. And then once one thing gets longer, everything takes longer. So it just had a knock-on effect. Basically, I think the Marvel Snap stuff was supposed to be 11 p.m. UK time, which is my time zone, and I stayed up till like I think midnight, and it still hadn't been on. So I was like, okay, I'm going to bed. I'm tired. um, but yeah, regardless, that was a big letdown. There's a lot of people in the chat waiting for quite a while to get the Marvel Snap announcements. And again, I don't think it wasn't Second Dinner's fault. They can only do what they can do, right? They just turn up and do the show. It's an issue on organization on IGN's end, I assume, although I don't have the background information. So I just wanted to get that out of the way now. Like, it was super disappointing. It started off a bit sour, but that specifically, I don't believe, was in any way Second Dinner's fault. So I just want to clear that up. Because I might mention it throughout when we're talking about this, but I just want to be clear. As far as I'm aware, not even remotely Second Dinner's fault. It's not their fault the show was scuffed, right? Okay, so I have not seen any of this video. We will start with this video because this, I think, on paper should have been the announcement video. The announcements and the blog and everything came out before this was available. Because of, again, issues with the stream. So I found out a few things just from links and stuff and Reddit and things like that. But let's go through this first, and then we will jump into the stuff that was announced and the implications, opinions, and we can discuss it, of course. So let's see what's cooking here. So I have not seen any of this. All I've seen is basically this, and I know it's about Snap. Let me know if it's too loud, guys. Okay, we're excited.
Hello, IGN Live! I'm Kim Horcher, and today I'm joined by some of the devs behind one of the hottest mobile games around, Marvel Snap. Please join me in welcoming, from the Marvel Snap dev team, Julia Humphrey, Stephen Jarrett, and Kent Hagman.
Kent!
Cool. Well, thank you so much for having us here, Kim.
I'm really excited to have you here, too, because I play this game. We'll be getting a sneak peek at what
Is the volume okay, guys?
and for the game in the weeks and months ahead. And we've also chosen a few lucky members of our audience.
Oh, see, that is rough. Sorry. My production, it's low. Okay, sorry, guys. Sorry. My production brain's going where, like, it's fine, but it's a little bit annoying to be like, so the host is has this camera over here as what they believe is the main camera that's on them at any given time. And I really do think you should only cut to this camera when they're talking across to each other, because they are almost certainly reading a teleprompter over a camera. So, like, this is a little bit... Sorry, we're not even talking about Snap now. This is just my production brain. But, like, it's unfortunate, like, you sit on this shot, and this shot's good when they're just talking to each other, but not when they're trying to deliver something to a camera that's not being shown. But anyway, we'll get whatever.
Chosen a few lucky members
There we
of
go.
our
Fixed.
audience
Saved.
to get a chance to win not only
10
a
credits!
season pass for Marvel Snap, but you'll also get one of the devs' favorite variants added to your account.
You guys ready?
Pretty good. Get those
Pixel
player IDs
variant.
ready. But without
Is the
further
volume
ado,
better, by the way?
Julia, let us know what's next for Marvel Snap.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Kim. Yeah, we're really excited to be here today to talk about some of the upcoming new features for Marvel Snap. So one of the things...
Just so you know, what we'll do is I will let them just at least give an overview of this, and then we will talk about the overall roadmap, and then we'll go on from there, okay?
That's really
I'll just let them have
important
the
to
say
us
first.
on the Marvel Snap team is to regularly communicate with our players through our development roadmap so we can provide some transparency about what's coming up next into the game. So today, we're going to take a sneak peek into 2 of our upcoming features that we're really excited about. We're going to talk about alliances, and we're going to talk about Deadpool's Diner. Ooh.
Yeah.
But...
They're loving it.
They're very excited for Deadpool. That's awesome.
You think they like Deadpool?
Yeah, I think they do like Deadpool, yeah. But
Jeez,
really
they've got a
quick,
hype
before
crowd.
we jump into that, I want to give a shout out to something that's a little bit further deeper into our roadmap, which is draft mode. And draft mode is a classic card game mechanic. We are in the super early prototype phases for this, but I am super psyched to see how it might shape up for Marvel Snap. But now I'm going to hand it off to Kent to talk about alliances.
Right, that's right. Thank you, Julia.
Yeah.
Hey, it's excited to see you guys all here today.
Let's go, Kent. I like Kent.
Now, I'm excited to talk to you guys about alliances. Now, what Julia didn't tell you is just how divisive it was on the team over what we were going to name it. Man, we had dozens of names up on the proverbial whiteboard, and we were battling them out, kind of whittling it down to 2 names until we presented it to you guys, our players, who helped us vote for what to name this feature, and it was really close.
Wait, what was the other name? I was not aware of this. Alliances and what? Not clans, right? Was it actually just... Oh, teams. Was it teams? Teams and alliance. Okay, sure.
Even with the players, until we finally settled on the name Alliances. And I'm excited to unveil it to you guys here today with some screenshots of some in-development artwork. Now, obviously, you'll be able to create and join an alliance with your friends and see what awesome decks you guys are winning with.
Oh,
Every
I remember,
week,
yeah.
You and your alliance members are going to be completing bounties and earning rewards at the end of the week based on how you guys all do. Now, we've been playtesting alliances internally for, I don't know, a few months now. And I gotta say, it really adds this new dimension to Marvel Snap that is just amazing. And as developers, we're also really excited about how this presents a new kind of foundation that we get to build upon even more awesome cooperative gameplay in Marvel Snap. And this is, oh yeah, thank you.
Oh, fair play to the
Alliances will
one
be going
person
live
clapping.
July 30th, and we're excited to get it in your hands. Now, I want to hand it over to my best bubs, Steven here, who's got a...
Oh, okay. So that was it about alliances. So let's go back. I guess that was just it. So we got the screenshot. Okay, so alliances are going to be coming. I think it's 20 players-ish. I don't know if that's officially confirmed. We'll maybe get to it later. But it's 25 apparently players, which I think is fine. And yeah, so what it looks like is... Okay, so you get bounties that you can do that once you do them, you add points to the to your alliance score. And then if your alliance hits X amount of points by the end of a week, you can get what appears to be here, variant for the team, you can get credits for you, and then you get a little scoreboard here as well. And then you can hold 3 bounties at any given time. So win matches with a snap, play 4 cost cards, win a location with 10 power, win with Wolverine. Oh, so the bounties are basically just missions, right? They're just extra missions that you can take on. But they add something to the alliance score. And there appears to be an alliance chat, which honestly, I'll say that you guys know I criticize SD a lot. However, Alliances seem great, right? It's something you guys know, anyone who's been following me or watching the stream often know that I've wanted social features in the game since before the game launched. I think the game should have launched with these features personally. I think social features are extremely important in basically a single like solo game, if that makes sense, because it's only 1v1, right? So I think just having bounties you can choose to do as well. I like that there's at least some element of choice. I really like that there's a leaderboard, so within your alliance you can like compete to who's getting more stuff done, who's contributing the most. And there's like these seemingly decent. If you get a variant every week for doing your alliance bounties or your alliance achieving the bounty total, yeah, I think that's fine. I don't think the rewards needed to. I mean, you might get more because this says 1 of 3 here. So these rewards might increase, get better, add more. Great. But honestly, even if you just unlocked a variant and some credits every week for the Alliance doing their job or just playing the game, yeah, I'm okay with that. I don't think the rewards needed to be crazy. Now, don't get me wrong. Could the rewards be 6,000 tokens every week your Alliance does it? Great. or a key? Sure, fantastic. Is that realistically going to happen? No. So I think it looks okay, and I love the chat. This right screenshot's probably my favorite screenshot. Social features, chat in game. You can also so I wonder what this is. Does this actually create updates here? If this pops off like, oh, Raven won an 8 cube with this deck, and then that tells the Alliance, it's like an alert in the Alliance chat, and you can go, oh, I'll try out that deck. Oh, I don't have the cards, never mind. But yeah, maybe you can like post, maybe you can just click a button to like post. So I honestly think this, I just wish it was in at the start, because this to me is like core to the experience. Just, even though this doesn't change gameplay in any way, shape, or form, this adds so much to the game. So much, because whose alliance do you join? Oh, let's work together, get these unlocks, blah, 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 blah. The only extra step I would love if there was an alliance like leaderboard or something, where not leaderboard within the alliance, but an alliance leaderboard. So like all these alliances would be really nice. So yeah, I think this is good. This is good news. We're getting it. I think this is 30th of July. So I think the coolest thing to happen was if they shadow dropped this and actually just said, "Oh, and this is all gamers want to hear that watch these shows. Oh, and by the way, it's live now." Like, that's what people want to hear. I wish they could have shadow dropped this and just said, "Bang. Oh, by the way, alliances are going live after the show." I think it would be great. It didn't happen, fine, but that was, if I was living in a perfect world, that is what you would want to hear, because that's all we all want to hear, right? So yeah, I think alliances will tick that. I think that's very positive. I like it a lot. Everything looks good. So yeah, it's coming out 30th July. Yeah, I said that.
Amazing foundation.
So
and
it's
this is Alliances. We'll be going best bubs.
Here we
Steven
go.
here, who's got
See,
a
now I'm going to move on to, I think, from the Bubs thing, the diner discussion, which I'm very interested in.
really exciting announcement for you guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys ready for one of the biggest moments of the year? Yeah.
Too much hype.
On July 26th, Marvel Studios' Deadpool and Wolverine is going to hit a theater near you.
Oh. Okay, fair play. Okay, that was very funny for probably the wrong reason. Are you guys ready for the biggest moment of the year? Whoa, what are they announcing? The Deadpool film's going to be great, isn't it? Fair enough, I can't argue. Deadpool and Wolverine is going to be one of the big moments of the year for me. Fair enough. Steven got me. I can't argue. It's just true. Can't argue.
Guess what, though? You're going to get to experience it the entire month of July in Marvel Snap with a season dedicated to our favorite Merc with a Mouth. But he's bringing with him a brand new game mode, too. Deadpool's Diner. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there is a...
We've heard the
They
fans.
have a
You guys
hype
want a new
person
game
here.
mode. It's a limited time game mode. We're really excited to bring it to you. And
Again, I'll let them talk, and then we'll look at it.
have to turn.
Hey, Lou.
And you're gonna have to turn on maximum effort because each match is gonna have up to 5 snaps. Stakes are
Okay.
gonna get really high. Yeah. And if you turn your opponent into chimichangas, then you can win exclusive rewards like a brand new card. Yeah. Cassandra Nova is gonna be in Deadpool's Diner, and she's inspired by Marvel Studios' Deadpool and Wolverine. And we're gonna drop a bunch more information on our website, marvelsnap.com. Go check it out.
I'm gonna wait, see if there's anything more about
If
Deadpool's
I'm
Diner.
understanding this right,
Oh.
if players collect 2 million bubs, they get to hear a toilet flush.
2 million.
Is this Marvel Snap's next big emotional climax, like the end of the Infinity Saga? You know what happened.
I mean, I've played some matches at 200 million bubs, and it is intense. It is
Imagine
intense.
200. It must
Well,
stack
that's
very
exciting.
quickly.
I mean, nice. Cassandra Nova's part of this.
Yeah, I mean, she's a really exciting character, and one of the most exciting things in the game as a whole.
See, that felt awkward. Again, production brain. But the problem there was, this is something that you should try and dodge as a host, is pitching something that isn't to anyone specifically. Because you get outcomes like this, where because you didn't pitch a question or statement to any one of those 3 guests, none of them answer.
Nice. Cassandra Nova's part of this.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes,
she's a really exciting
so that's
character.
like,
And one of the most exciting things in the game as a whole is to get a brand new card, and so we wanted to create a brand new way for people to get new cards in Marvel Snap.
Well, this is some, yeah.
okay.
This is some very exciting stuff to look forward to. And speaking of exciting stuff, our friends from Second Dinner here have brought along their favorite variants from Marvel Snap. And the first 3 of our assembled Snap fans to answer a question correctly will have one of them added to their account along with a code for a season pass. And all you have to do is be the first person.
Abort. Wait, is this?
Two key contestants here that are going. What?
My first question, yes. So should I talk about what the
Well,
variant
first tell
is?
me-
Artist. I have picked Code on. He's just super adorable. So my
Is
question.
this just a game? Okay, sure. Okay, so let's go back.
You have the
Where's the
first question?
screenshot?
Oh, my
Sorry.
first question, yes.
So it was
Should I
6
talk about-
minutes long.
This is
Okay. Where's that? Here it is. Okay. Okay. So instead of cubes, we use bubs. Lots of bubs, maybe too many. Use bubs, yeah, to play at plates. Each plate needs a different number of bubs to play. Careful, these games auto double on turns 4 and 5 too. Earn rewards for getting lots of bubs. So cereal is low. It only needs 80. And chimichangas need 10.24 million. Such an odd number, isn't it? I guess it's to do with the the multiplication amounts. What does this wait? There's an avatar here. 3 blue distress boosters. Bulk something boosters. What's this? What's this on here? For 100 million. I don't know what that is. Oh, borders. 3 blue distressed borders. Okay, so borders is rewards, fine. The variant is the final reward, so I guess the base card will be easier to obtain. Yes, but you can also, it depends though, right? Because I think the idea might be that, well, if you unlock the variant, you get the base card, right? Effectively. So Yeah, I think one, there was a little bit of confusion about, because they pretty much said that if you get the if you do well, you win the card, which isn't strictly incorrect, but they probably should have emphasized there will be other ways to get the card, because I don't think this Cassandra is specifically only locked behind this. Maybe it is. Maybe it is locked behind this. I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know if that's been confirmed. So the weird thing about this as well is it's just like it seems fun and easy. Just gotta play. Well, not true, right? Because you lose bubs. If you're in a game that's 10 million bubs and you lose, well, you've just lost 10 million bubs, right? So, like, what I would be very interested to know that if, like, basically, do you lose or do you just not win more? Well, surely you lose because you're just swapping cubes for bubs, right? If you weren't betting, then there'd be no point even having this token system, right? So here's the problem with this. One, I think calling it a new game mode is a little bit generous. I would file this under an in-game event. It is not an in-game mode. Personally. Now, everyone might not agree with this, right? Which is fine. Everyone might not agree, but personally, I would say this is an event because they don't, like, this isn't a mode that's gonna, I imagine, well, it's not just gonna exist forever, right? It's a seasonal event for this month. But also, okay, I would say a new mode needs to change the way you play the game. This kind of does, because you snap more often, and I'll be honest, I wanted a game mode where you can snap more often, so that's positive, but I kind of wanted the snap more often to exist on ladder, as opposed to this. I think this is a separate queue as well, so that'll be kind of interesting as to what that does to queue times when this event's running, because they'll have queues parallel, which is interesting. But the problem for me is the big announcement was alliances are coming out. Love that. I don't think it's like a crazy big announcement, but great. And then it's this, and I think this, I'll be honest, at least at surface level, is a bit of a letdown. Now, don't get me wrong. Is this a cool event? Yeah, it looks cool. I like the graphics they've used. I've liked that there's like decent rewards. There's things to sort of go for, and I do like this. It's a slightly different way to play the game. It's new stuff. You can build up your rewards with your bubs or whatever, right? And get some stuff. There's like the game. It sounds stupid, but the game gives you reasons to play. Well, this mode gives you reasons to play or vent, whatever you want to call it. So I'm not saying this is bad. I think the problem is they hyped up this crazy big announcement, and it was this, right? I think that's they overhyped and underdelivered for me personally. We can, however, go back to this. Now, do you know what the biggest thing that stands out to me with this? Just not a lot on it, is there? Because I'm worried that, like, I mean, I get it. It's tricky. I'm really not, like, being arsey. But, like, improved technical performance, is this, like, something that's... Like, someone's put that on there because they've said we need to just at least tell them that we're going to fix all the bugs that's in the game and like, the poor... Because on my phone, I don't know if I'll be able to show you, but on my phone, right, like, look, I just went to scroll and I opened up the shop thing, the Pro bundle, because, like, on my phone, like, it's really hard to, like, okay, that's not too bad because I preloaded it. But sometimes you can scroll and the performance is really bad. And like it lags and then it'll click on something that I didn't click on and things like that. I never play on my phone, so it's not really a big deal. I don't really play on my phone, but there's also bugs on PC. So my weird thing is like, oh, dev roadmap coming soon. We're gonna make the game not buggy as fuck, right? And it's like, I get that they probably put it on there to just say, look, guys, we are working on it, right? We are trying to fix the game. Like, I do understand that. It's just a bit disheartening when, like, Deadpool's Diner, sure. I don't know what custom card improvements are. It's coming soon and they didn't mention it. Which I don't understand either. Like, custom card improvements. Yeah, I don't really know what that is. They didn't mention it. So, like, the coming soon feels like a bit of a nothing bit for me. More paid borders. I mean, yeah. So, next up, we have in development. Alliances, like I said, I'll hold my hands up. Alliances, I like it. It actually looks good. Alliances, it's a great step. I think it looks good. I think it's going to be fun. I think it adds a nice element to the game that was needed for a long time. So, Alliances, yeah, fantastic. Leagues, I believe they're changing leagues to be there's a free to play league and a pay to get in league, and the pay to get ins will increase will give you better rewards. My issue with leagues, I've told the devs, I've gave them this feedback, I've told you guys before, but leagues literally changes nothing about the game at all. Leagues is just ladder with an extra page you click on. And I think, like, you could argue, well, oh, it's you get more resources, right, for just playing the game. Fantastic. Completely agree. Great. But for me, leagues felt like it's just, can we make people spend gold and do the most minimum amount of work? Which is, we'll just put people in a mini group, create a leaderboard page for that group, and then it's done, right? So like, leagues is a bit to me. New card mechanic. I don't really know what to say about this, if I'm being honest. I think if I was them, I would have put an S on the end of mechanic. Because this just... I think they mean an actual, like, big mechanic, but if you look at a lot of cards, they do... Most new cards have new mechanics, at least to an extent, right? It's like... So, like... again, I think it just... This might be good, right? For example, let's say this new mechanic is Discover from Hearthstone, right? You'd be like, oh, well, hold the phone. Sweet, right? Like, I think most people would be like, oh, okay, cool. But just the way they've, like, there's a new mechanic coming in the game. It's in development. You just think, well, they're adding a thing to a card, maybe. Okay. So yeah, and like I said, I think a lot of this, and I think this feels like an ongoing thing with Second Dinner, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. But I just feel like they keep saying the wrong things. Do you know? Like, I think what they mean is good, but I think the way they say it annoys people. So I think that's something they could really work on, is the way they communicate either updates, new content they're working on, their own thoughts on, like, the game development side of what they're doing and so on. Because I think, like, even if the stuff's good that they're doing, the way they communicate it always annoys people. Yeah, we just went through it, Cal. I can nip through it again. And then the next one is collectible infinity splits. I also don't know what this means. Like, I don't understand this. Because you already collect splits. And as far as I'm aware, this is already in the game. Wait. Okay, wait. Oh, is this the extra step of like, if you get an inked Kirby Grecki, I don't know, inked Kirby Grecki Wolverine, you can put that inked Kirby effect on a different Wolverine? Oh, okay. Sure. Again, if that's the case, fine. It is an improvement to the game. I'm not sure. How long does that take to implement? Because isn't it just a button you can unlock? Maybe, I don't know. Or the other side is that you can earn/buy infinity splits. So, like the space background that was leaked, that might be on the shop for like 2,000 gold, right? So you could just be like, oh, I want a space background for this card, 2,000 gold. Like, that is also something, because didn't they also say like collectible borders? Isn't that what we already have? What's the difference? I think the difference is you can't put one split onto a different variant. So yeah, I think, honestly, thinking about it, this is more likely going to be purchasable or earnable or both backgrounds for cards or splits. And then concept draft mode. I mean, okay, sorry, like card acquisition improvements does make me laugh because it's in concept, and like it's not often things in concept actually happen. So it's just, it just tickles me a little bit that this is in concept. We're thinking about doing it. And again, I think this comes to like the way this has been delivered is that the stuff over here, based on history, you have to assume is likely to not happen, right? And it's just funny that the concept box is like the unlikely things to happen, and card acquisition improvements in that box. And I don't know why, but that does tickle me. It does tickle me. And then finally, alliances competition. Again, that's a bit of a no-brainer. I talked about it would be cool if you had like alliance versus alliance leaderboards and things like that. So yeah, overall, for me, I think there's a few things that stick out. Okay, Cow is spamming me with messages here. I've got to do what I'm told here. One sec. I'll bring up an image. Yeah, so I think this again is very telling when we. Oh, sorry guys. I'll start this again for the video. I have to remember to cut this stuff. So yeah, this is probably like the biggest, or one of the biggest queries that that people have, and it's the difference between the roadmap from, I believe, January to the roadmap today, which is what are we in, June, and there was tons of stuff like character mastery. We can talk about that in a minute. Album improvements, I think that's been kind of done. In-game events, sure. Selectable card effects, borders, new infinity splits, not yet. Collectible reactions. So they did a lot of stuff in coming soon here. And then in development, collectible borders, sure. Clans, well, alliances now, yeah. Booster VATs, I think, has been scrapped. More event types, Deadpool, sure. In-game graveyard, so they're done. And then new game mode, new boards, clan competitions, ultimate variant, evolution, and new card mechanics. Again, the fact that like new card mechanics hits these roadmaps is kind of funny to me. Wouldn't you always assume they're working on new card mechanics? But yeah, maybe they just want to be clear and they've got the space. So yeah, I think like it's a big difference between what they've planned then and then now. It's like, well, Deadpool's Diner is just in pretty much, right? Next month or whatever. Improved technical performance is something that's coming soon. We talked about this. And then custom card improvements, which again, I don't really know what that means. And then we get alliances. Leagues, again, like I said, just isn't really a thing. Mechanics are now being moved up into in development as opposed to in concept. So yeah, basically, outside of draft mode, which honestly, I can see draft mode not coming out till 2025, if at all, personally, anyway. But it's a much more pulled back roadmap, and I think, again, with people's understanding of Second Dinner, I think are now developing 2 new games at the moment, I believe. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's true. And I think a lot of people think that because they're developing 2 new games, and let's be honest, Marvel Snap is very much on autopilot already because it is just kick a new card out every week and a new battle pass every month, and that's the game. Because it pretty much is. Again, I'm not trying to be harsh. I'm just genuinely trying to just be honest here. We haven't. The last big new thing we had was PC client, which is just like widescreen of the game, right? Which was good. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy we have it. And that was last August. So it feels like they're at the point where it's just, well, we've got the flow, and the flow is every month or every season or month or so, let's say, battle pass, 4 to 5 new cards. There you go. That's the, get the artwork done, get the cards made, kick them out, job done, new variants, great. And I think that's what people are worried about. That they're just on autopilot, because that's what I'm worried about. I feel like Snap as a game has been on autopilot for a long time, and there's nothing new and like interesting being added into the game apart from like 1 card a week, which I do think is too low. I think they should do like 4 cards a week or something, if I'm being honest, or at least maybe 3. So yeah, anyway, regardless, yeah, people are maybe not too happy about the announcement. I think I wish Second Dinner, and maybe this happens, maybe it doesn't, I honestly don't know, but I wish they would at least approach people who don't work there and work on this stuff and ask them, what would you think about this announcement? What do you think about this? And I'm not on about the nitty gritty of, oh, what do you think of this view of alliances? Or do you think this button should go here? I'm just thinking, is this a good announcement? How would you react? Because they sort of said, oh, just wait till the IGN announcement. I mean, no doubt, they probably paid a lot to go on that IGN show. It's like, wait for this IGN announcement. Oh, it's going to be big, blah, blah, blah. And I'll be honest, it's just not. It's just not that big. Alliances is great, but it's not like a mind-blowing thing. I think it's great. But I just think that like they just missed this time. And I know I'm critical of Second Dinner, but I'm not even calling them out specifically for it. I just think that they've whiffed a little bit here, because this is not amazing. Was there anything else I needed to look at? Well, that's it as well. I do agree with that. It's like the big announcement was Deadpool's Diner, right? Because alliances were like well known. Like we had it basically confirmed that alliances were coming out soon. So it was like Deadpool's Diner, which it could. Don't get me wrong. I think Deadpool's Diner, sorry, is a fine event. It looks fun, but it's not a new game mode. It's and you know what my worry is they now are going to act like it's a game mode by the month after. I can't remember what seasons are what, but let's say the month after is the Spider season. Spider-Man's burger joint and it's just the same, but with different rewards. And there's nothing wrong with that. But like, if that's the new game mode, is you can snap a couple more times, I think that's going to annoy people. So yeah. Oh, there is. Literally said they hope to reuse it in other seasons. Yeah, I'm just wondering if they're going to reuse it every season. So yeah. So character mastery. Character mastery. I don't know what I can say about this. Oh no, it was in the blog, so it's okay, right? It's in the blog. Hang on, do I have the blog somewhere? Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, so here it is. So I got linked this, blah blah blah, whatever. And here, where is it? You might notice character mastery is missing from this roadmap. And that's exactly what happened here. Oh, sorry, I should read the whole thing. Sorry, guys. Yeah, because I was like, what happened? These dev roadmap blogs are a great way to share what the team is currently jamming. Currently jamming on. The direction we're going and getting feedback from our incredible community. But, quick reminder, plans change all the time. Sometimes we realize very late that a feature isn't going to work out. Leagues. You might notice character mastery is missing from this roadmap. And that's exactly what happened here. We discovered some feature blocking, technical, architecture issues, problems. Hashtag game development. No worries, the team has pivoted towards some awesome things we're excited to share. Let's do it. Right? And so I don't know if this is confirmed, okay? So I'm just going to say it and hopefully I don't get into too much trouble. From my understanding, they haven't completely scrapped character mastery, right? It's just, it caused a huge problem when they were like some technical problem I wouldn't know about. And until they can work out a way to fix it, they just can't do it. So I think they still want to do it, but as far as I'm concerned, you guys should act like it isn't coming out, because now I would assume that character mastery is somewhere like over here, like beyond in concept, right? So it could come out in some form or another in the future, but right now I would, like I told you about series drops a long time ago, I would run under the assumption that it just isn't going to come out at all, and then if it does, fantastic, right? So yeah, character mastery I know is a big disappointment. I was really looking forward to it. I think it would have been cool. I think it would have been an extension of like cool things to do in the game. I was talking to Harry on stream about it the other day, about how it sounds fun, and yeah, so that's gone, unfortunately. Let's throw this. Here at Deadpool's Diner, you bet Deadpool's bubs before you play. You will first start on table 1, where you'll be given enough bubs for your first match. As you win, you'll earn enough bubs to step up to table 2, 3, 4, so on. All as the tables increase, so does the risk, but no risk, no reward. Make your way all the way up to the biggest plate and you'll unlock a brand new card. Cassandra Nova. The games inside Deadpool's Diner will be outside of typical ladder games, so there's no risk to your ranking, just your stomach with a question or chimichanga. We love the extra layers of strategy and decision making this event brings to Marvel Snap, not to mention the rewards. We hope we can bring back new rewards in the future, so let us know what you think. So this also suffers a little bit, to me, from they think things happen in the game that I don't think happens that often, at least. Whereas, and I understand why, but I think they talk a lot about Snap about being super deep strategy and bluffing snaps and well, what if this happens, and then I do this, and then snap, and then they snap in return on there. Whereas realistically, the game is my opponent played Quinjet and Loki and snap, so I leave. My opponent hasn't discarded Hela and they snap, so I leave. My opponent's Professor X and is very likely to have Cannonball, and if they have Cannonball, I lose, so I leave their snap. So, and don't get me wrong, sometimes the snapping matters. I would argue that is mostly in Conquest, whereas these sort of just ladder games, it's just leave. I tell everyone who asks, the best way to climb is to leave. That is true. So I think they think the game is like more in depth than it is, and it not being super in depth isn't even a bad thing. It's just the way they talk about the game sometimes confuses me. New card mechanic. Is this some kind of code? Oh wait, I, Mamma Mia. Is that what it's meant to be? Some kind of Mamma Mia mechanic. And then draft mode. That they want to do a snapified version of draft, which, like I said, would be my my suggestion for draft was do 3 cards. You pick from buckets of 3 4 times, and then that's your deck. But yeah, I don't have I missed anything, chat? Do you want to tell me if I've missed anything? I don't think. I mean, there wasn't much to miss. Let's be honest. I mean, we have talked for nearly an hour, but there wasn't too much to miss. I missed the whole thing. Can you start over? Yeah, I mean, I'll put it on YouTube for you, Cap. But yeah, I don't know. In summary, I really thought they would announce something that was gonna like hype us up, and they didn't. I think, to put it simply, they just didn't. It's very low impact. Yeah, I just alliances are definitely cool, but I think alliances alone isn't enough. And I think just yeah, I don't know. Like everything they announced that was going to be big is an event that's a month away, and alliances that's like what, a month and a half away. And it just doesn't fill me with much confidence, unfortunately. And it definitely feels like they are on autopilot mode. And I do apologize. They probably won't. If any Snap people watch this, I mean no offense at any specific people. I'm not saying specific people there are on autopilot and phoning it in. But I feel like a company decision's been made to say, this is Snap now. We've got the formula down. Just keep making 1 card a week. Keep chucking out battle passes. And we'll keep getting the money until it doesn't work anymore. And I know that's a negative way, maybe, of looking at things. But that's just how I feel. Because of the reduced roadmap and how, like, basic some of these things are. Because, like, this feels like a filler thing. This feels like a filler thing. I don't even know what this is. This is very nebulous. And this may as well be nothing. So, yeah, it was just... I think if you're going to go on IGN and have like a segment and announce some big things, you needed to announce something big. And it wasn't. So, yeah, there it is. Let me know what you think.